Okay, Tony, would you do the roll?
I
call?
will. I will. Stuff away. Okay. Let's see, Michael.
Here.
Julius is not here. Okay. Richard,
Here.
Ruth,
Here.
Joanne,
Here.
good to see you. Paulette, she's not online or anything, no?
No.
Tony's here, David Boaz.
He's here. He was coming. I don't
Oh, yeah, he's not here now.
Here.
Donald and John,
Yep.
and nobody's on Zoom, so.
No.
Jerry's not here. Bruce.
Yes.
Stewart,
Yep.
Mary Jane,
Here.
Buzz was not here. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let's make a moment to read over the minutes. Let me know if there are any corrections or changes to be made.
Put the motion to accept the minutes.
No motion to accept the
Second.
minutes.
Second.
Okay. Okay, so we'll roll right on to old business. The Truist accounts, which I check every single day, are doing very well. Total amount is $15,623,908.90. Of that, the reserves are $12,817,480.52. As we just mentioned, we are getting interest, of course, on our accounts. And at this point, we're getting between $11,000 and $12,000 a month. So we're doing very well using the sweep accounts that Joanne had set up. So we're making a nice bit of interest. All right. So our bank accounts are in good shape. The aging collection report, and in the beginning of this month, I had, I think, 46 associations that were anywhere from, 1 to 91 days late. We are currently down to about 34. So again, we're making progress.
34, 30 days later.
Yeah. Excuse me?
34 of them that are 30 days later. Well,
Yeah. Yeah, and we lost 11 or 12 of them. Not lost them, they paid up.
They paid. Yeah, they paid.
They paid up, including the two largest outstanding accounts. So unfortunately, we had to threaten them with cutting off their passes. That worked. We had to check the very next day. Goes to show you that they had the
Worked every
money.
time. Works every time.
have those.
So that's where we are with those two items. New business is obviously the latest draft of the budget. And I'm going to go through some of these, but hopefully everybody had a chance to look over it at some point over the weekend. Our association income remains about the same. There's no huge change where that comes. Under our expenses, we have transportation expense first. Our contract calls for a 2.5 increase. And the hourly rate went from $73.40 that we're paying this year to $75.24 per hour for the coming year. Notice that Chris did put a little bit of an increase. No, we did not put an increase, sorry, for fuel expenses, which I think might be a mistake. I think the last couple of months, our fuel expenses have been up about 10% over what they had been at the beginning of the year. So I have contacted Chris and asked him if he wanted to kind of think that over. So that takes care of transportation. Next is the security expense, which has gone up in part because of the actual contractual raise. But we're also going to be hiring a PBSO officer for 4 hours a week to monitor traffic. So that also worked into the increase for security expenses.
4 hours a week or 4 hours?
4 hours a week, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I misunderstood that too. I had to come back and ask Fausto. I said, "You sure 4 hours a week?" He said, "Yeah, 4 hours a week." So that's good.
They were here yesterday.
Approximately $100 an hour, $400 a week, you know, it's
It's a lot more than the security officer. He
Yes.
said about 70.
yes.
It's a lot more than 70.
Yeah, no, I think Donald looked into that and it's closer to
Like Ruth
$100.
said, they were up full force yesterday, and I hear
I guess so.
they pulled a lot of people over.
Yesterday.
Yeah, I heard tickets were given out.
Plus, since that incident that we had a couple of months ago, we added Betty to the reception desk, a security officer to the reception desk all the time. So that also added a bit of an increase to it.
Can I ask a question regarding the bus thing? Are we cutting back on the buses or the contract is a contract?
Actually, no. Well, yes, maybe.
Waiting for
On it, yeah,
termination.
Yeah, transport,
buses,
this is
empty buses riding around.
the increase that I mentioned, the 2.5% is the contractual increase that we have. We had a meeting with the bus company. They want substantially more than the contract calls for. And we, of course, expect them to honor the contract and have indicated that perhaps they can make some changes with the routes. So at this point, I don't know exactly if there are going to be fewer. Donald might know more.
New news as of this morning. We do have confirmation that the RFP has been received by 3 companies.
Okay,
They confirmed. One is the incumbent Academy, the other is Transdev, and the other is Keolis. So
yeah.
it's the whole new ballgame.
That was the other option is if Academy was going to insist on the huge rates that they were asking for, that we were, you know, would contract with somebody else if necessary. Hopefully that's not going to happen.
Smaller buses, hopefully.
Remains to be seen. They bring in proposals. One of those companies, Transdev, contacted me yesterday. They have been on this project before as First Transit. They asked for permission to come onto the property and study what we have going on now. I gave that permission. And I encouraged them to come up with more efficient ways to run it. If they could save us money, don't feel you have to bring this exactly. So, and that's in the RFP that we encourage them if they have suggestions to send it separately. So,
And we did let Academy know that we are presenting the budget at a town hall on September 14th. So it would be best for them to get us a figure before September 14th.
Does the contract with Academy, is that renewable each year? Does it end at each year?
Yeah,
How much longer is that
It is.
thing on? Or do we know?
okay. So we had a base contract for first 5 years. And then we go into an optional year.
Oh,
And so that's the one, that's where they want to make the change is at the optional first
is
year.
this next year the optional? year?
Yes.
Yes, 2027, yes.
Thank you.
And we can get rid of them if we want.
We can do what?
Get rid of them if we want.
there is a request for proposal out.
Yeah.
There will be a sealed bid and selection process.
Mhm.
One of them may be, it's not getting rid of them, it's going with a possibility of going with a different vendor. This is what the committee system
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, we're hoping that if they think we're going to get rid of them, that they will honor the contract that they've already signed.
Well, you know, those big buses running around empty all day is crazy.
Yeah,
That's something that probably belongs to be discussed in the transportation committee meeting.
okay,
But we did make it clear to all three contenders that we are looking for ways to make the bus service more efficient and to eliminate the thing you described.
yeah, and Academy is well aware that we have let them know that too many buses are empty or near empty, yeah,
Good.
okay.
Right.
Next is landscaping and irrigation. It doesn't seem to be any reason for any big changes there. You'll see in some areas that we actually spent less than we estimated. And in other areas of landscaping, we spent a little more than was estimated. Cable. I'm not exactly sure what's happening with cable. They, Breezeline met with us about a week or so ago. Said that they had some other proposals, but I didn't see any numbers for the proposals.
Nope.
So we are assuming that we're just staying with the contract as it is right now. But of course, that could be a totally wrong assumption.
Some more new news, right after that meeting, I was directed to contact a consultant who we've worked with before, Leo Delgado. The first meeting with him, with the officers, will be, I believe, the 4th of next month.
Okay,
So it's time to get that process started again.
okay, all right.
You know, I mailed you all that stuff about the increase.
Mhm.
But,
Can't hear you, Richard.
oh, all right, I emailed our chair, the increase, as I read it, was from 3.86 million all the way up to 4.016. That's a lot more than the $1.25 times 8,000 times 12 that the contract states. That's like almost 50-60,000. And it shouldn't go up more than, I'm sorry, it's much more, it shouldn't go up by more than 120,000 a year. If we follow their contract, which says it increases by $1.25 per unit, 8,000 units is 10,000 a month, which is 120,000 a year. But this jump is a lot more, and I was just
Yes.
wondering why.
Yeah,
Okay, that's all I've got to say.
okay. The ambulance contract, I assume, is remaining the same. No change there. The reserve funding. I have to say the reserve funding created a bit of a dilemma for me at one point. Fausto had asked the other day at the meeting what I thought the increase was, and I didn't have a figure off the top of my head. But I remembered that the reserve study had suggested 3%. Well, obviously, this is a lot more than a 3% rate. So then the question became, okay, why? And so I went through the reserve study once again, and what I discovered is that some of our figures, if you go, I think it's the next to last page. When the total estimated cost was done originally, our estimation is a lot higher than the reserve study estimate. In some cases, the roads being one in particular. And so that's the reason why, even though the reserve study is suggesting a 3% raise in reserve funding, in fact, we had to go a bit more than that. But I have to admit that it did create Fausto's question really made me stop and think about that. And so I had to take out the entire reserve study, go through it, look at each of the different categories.
That's some book.
And so that's how I figured out why this change was much higher than 3%.
And why? Why is it higher than 3%?
I'm sorry.
Why is it higher than 3%?
Well, because like, for instance, with the roads, I think their estimate was $9 million and ours is $12 million. So we're getting to a higher amount on the same timeline. And so that causes us to increase the amount.
So we go with ours rather than theirs.
I guess I don't know who came up with the original reserve figures on here. I assume that, the officers or maybe the finance committee at that time, because it would have been back a couple of years ago. Maybe we're looking for estimates or they were getting ideas, and these were the figures that they came up with at that time. So what we're continuing to do is to work towards the figures that UCO came up with at the time. That I don't even know how many years ago it was.
Rather than the reserve study figures.
Yeah, reserve study was done 2025, so that's only a year ago.
Right,
But I'm assuming that the figures that are here for, let's say, replacing the roads were decided by some other entity, other than using the reserve study. So I don't know how you would come up with the figure. I certainly don't know anything about repaving roads. But I'm assuming that the $12 million that they want to put aside for doing the roads is what we estimated that we would need.
It's kind of based on how much we spent the last time. We kind of doubled it.
Yeah, right. So that was where my confusion came in, was because I was expecting it to be the same number as the reserve study. And then I had to go back and check and find out that, and it wasn't just the roads, that the roads is the biggest one, but even some of the other areas, other line items are different than what the reserve study had said. But in a way, that's really good. Even though, we're trying to put together more money, the reality is we'll have more than enough to do the jobs when we decide to do them.
Better be over than under.
We have a 60-year-old community. There's no knowing when a giant hole will open up.
Yeah,
And that has happened here.
yeah. I remember first time I came to Century Village, I was a renter at Andover for a couple of months. And they had just finished doing the roads when I came.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the next page, we have general and administration expenses. Okay, annual audit, we assume will cost the same amount that it has. Administration and LCAM salaries, you'll notice that figure is a bit higher. We're giving raises to several employees.
They don't deserve it.
Don't deserve it.
Okay,
Look at him. He's in the meeting. He's on his phone.
Speak for yourself.
okay, we'll remember.
Under salaries, have we included
Eric.
Jose?
Yes, that includes Jose,
For
yes.
the committee, we've taken on a new direct hire employee. That's our longtime handyman, Jose. He previously worked for our janitorial contractor. Since that company is no more, we decided to take him on as a direct hire.
Yeah. And in fact, I guess we're taking on a new janitorial company as well. Their cost.
Actually, we're not taking him on.
Oh, you're not?
WPRF is taking them on. And the services that company provides to the UCO buildings is provided by WPRF at no charge.
Oh,
Piggyback. We used to get an invoice directly for Jose, but since he's now working for us directly, that's gone.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and in fact, I saw your W4 this morning.
Exactly.
You left up my desk. Okay. No other big changes, payroll tax, bookkeeping, cert, computer maintenance. I just this morning got an estimate for doing the moving that they wanted to do.
Yeah.
Estimate was quite low, actually, which was surprising. I thought it was going to be in the thousands, and it's not. So the officers are going to have to decide at some point if in fact they're going to go ahead with that change. Okay, next is the corporation tax. Of course, we have nothing to say about that. The legal counsel, we do have a different lawyer. But as far as I know, his fees are remaining the same.
Yeah, we probably should take a look at that.
Hmm.
When we brought, our previous, general counsel, Rod Tennyson, we worked directly with him and he, now that Rod has passed away and our general counsel is his son Noah, we're billed through Noah's firm. So we are paying more for the legal services that we're,
Oh, okay,
we'll probably take a look at that.
okay, because I see Chris has estimated the same amount, so I'll have to let him know.
Rod was giving us the cut rate.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, he was retired actually.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, next is insurance. Right now, our anticipation is that the insurance will go up by 5%. Of course, hurricane season is not over yet. So that could change, but that's the anticipated amount, 5%. The rest of these other items, the office cleaning and the food expense, supplies, is generally remaining the same. You'll see if you look through that, sometimes we spent more than we estimated. A lot of times we've spent less than we estimated. Utilities, again, you know, we have nothing to say about the electric bill or the water bill, or they'll tell us. Okay. On the next page with other income and expenses, the only thing actually anticipated change with is under the UCO reporter, and Ruth might want to say a little bit more about that. Ruth is predicting that there'll be less ad
Yes,
revenue.
there are already fewer ads. And I think this month we're going to see a very much shorter page addition. As far as expense, I did have an increase in the guy that runs off the paper. We had a 6.75% increase. I think Chris put that in. I'm not,
Right, yeah, I
if
think
he
so.
did, that's correct. But that, I don't know what our income will be. We'll see as we go along. I'm picking up a couple of ads here and there if they come in here. The ad person on the other coast, she doesn't get ads for over. The former editor wanted her to go out and get ads, and I said, how can she get ads on the West Coast for something that's going to happen on the East Coast?
How does my wife do it from
I don't
our
know.
living room?
Yeah,
And
well, maybe she can tell me,
yeah,
or
yeah.
don't know. I don't know. But if
Nobody's in a car beating down the doors anymore. She just did, when we made the deal with this particular person, we said, look, well, you'll take care of our ads for us. And whatever you bring us as far as ads, we'll give you points, give you commission. Not one. She has never.
No, she hasn't.
I want.
I know the former editor wanted rid of her, but I can't see getting rid of her. She says.
I mean, that part of the job, she does fundamental for a long
Yeah,
time.
oh, yeah, that part is excellent. She's not getting ads. Well, I don't know what to tell you about that.
If somebody's got hunting blood in them and wants to go out and find ads for you guys, I can't imagine that we would make an agreement for a commission.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm
Money.
sure if we put something in and asked for that and they knew it was a paid thing, they'd knock down the doors, but I didn't know that
90%
was.
of them would be no cents. Just
Okay.
saying.
All right.
Okay, and then finally, we have laundry. Again, a little bit of the laundry income is a little bit of a guess. As we know, the laundry, Plymouth Laundry has been shut down for a couple of months while renovations and repairs were going on. And we're going with a new system where you would be using a credit card or a debit card, right? And then the company that will be managing it, Commercial Laundry, will take a percentage of what the income is, so, we're kind of guesstimating what
Gonna have
the,
to see how it goes.
yeah,
New stuff.
yeah. So there you have it. Any questions or concerns?
The cost was gonna be $771,
Excuse me?
the estimated.
Well,
Projected.
yeah,
Difference.
The difference of $7.71. I know it was a lot less last year, but I did go back and I looked, it was less going into 2026. I looked though at 2025. And the raise was very close to that amount. It was also $7.
Is there anything that you may see that we could cut back on, or anybody else see anything we can cut back on, or?
By the way, that's John's standard line.
Yeah.
Why you guys are here.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I had a couple of questions. I sent them to Chris. And, I think at this point, we're about as close as we're gonna get. The thing at this point, of course, is the transportation and what's going to happen with that and insurance. If in fact it will remain at the 5% possibility, or are we looking at something higher? So again, it is just a draft at this point. Hopefully, by September 14th, we'll be a lot closer to an exact budget. But I suspect that even that will still be a draft, because I don't know that if we're gonna hear anything back from Academy. I don't know what's gonna happen with Breeze Line. And we don't know what's gonna happen with the insurance.
Those are the biggies, yeah.
Yeah. So,
When does it have,
three major things that are all open, yeah.
Yeah.
when does it have to be finalized?
well, by, is it October 2nd, I think, which is the, delegates assembly. That's the point at which the delegates will vote on it, and that'll be it. Unless, of course, they vote it down, and then we'll be starting all over again, but hopefully that will not
then
happen.
they go to the former year and that
Yeah.
stays as
That's,
is.
we've done that. That's happened.
Yes,
We've done that.
yeah.
Right, any other questions? And I'm gonna go back over your email again when I get home,
Okay, yeah.
and I will get in contact with you.
Yeah, as I said, that according to the contract, it should raise 120,000. It says it's gone up 157,000, and I'm just asking, where did that 37,000 come from?
Right. Okay,
Okay,
I will have an answer for you.
thank you for the help. Yep, thank you.
Any other questions?
The insurance, is that, what kind of insurance is that all your?
Oh, the insurance. I knew I left something out about the 39,000. We took on an additional insurance policy, something that's being offered for the first time. And it is insurance to cover landscape damage if there was to be a hurricane. And that will be $39,000 for a 12-month period.
Right.
Hopefully, the basic hurricane insurance, if we don't have a hurricane, will go down this year, according to Massey, right?
Well, I think what they're saying is that if nothing happens with hurricanes, that we will be holding at the 5%.
They raise it even if there's no hurricane? I thought they would cut it.
No,
No, they remain the same.
insurance companies don't ever cut.
No,
Yeah.
it
Well,
could
they-
remain the same.
Past couple,
You would think,
last
yeah.
year when it.
It went down last year, but they still gotta make money.
Yeah,
Yeah, but the building, our building insurance went down at several $1,000s last year.
Yeah, but then they reappraise the property and make the property worth more money, and that's the game they play.
So you can't win,
No,
no,
basically.
there's no way.
no, not with insurance in Florida. There's no such thing as winning.
Car insurance also.
Yes, so no, tell me about it. So we used to pay less for insurance on 2 cars in New York than we're paying for 1 car in Florida. Yeah. Okay, if there are no other questions, can I have a motion to dismiss?
Motion to adjourn.
Mike seconded.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Right.